Talk Radio. You're in to all things music.
Welcome to Girls Talk Rock, where the musician's creativity finds its voice. And here are your hosts, Tracy Smith and Beth Venus.
All right. This is Tracy Smith, and we are missing my co-host tonight, Beth Venus. Positive thoughts her way. Her husband had surgery today, and so she'll be back next week. In the meantime, I am, and we are Girls Talk Rock, and we are here today with a very special guest. Get ready for a Robin Williams-style hour, because this guy is the funniest, basically musician and guy all-around comedian I've met in a long time. So I'm going to get ready to rumble, and all I'm going to do is tell him to go ahead and give us a little ditty real quick, and then we'll introduce him.
Ukulele medicine, man who sees the light, sing with all his might, song to make it right, turn a donkey bright. He's the ukulele medicine, man. That's me.
Oh my God, you're listening to Ukulele Ray. He is a national treasure, you guys. I've got to tell you, before we went on air, we were sitting here and he was doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So I just can't wait for this hour. Welcome, Ukulele Ray.
He's a national treasure, but believe me, we're all in debt.
Oh my God, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. We want to make sure we're announcing. Hello there, Mr. Mike. No. Nice, Mike. Hello there. You know, Mike's, they always talk back. We don't want feedback, do we? No way, no.
Not from that, Mike.
Well, thanks for having us, Tracy.
Oh, my God.
Nikki here.
Yes, Nikki.
Nikki.
Howdy.
That's his sidekick and second ukulele player.
Yes, he plays ukulele lead and solo.
He's his right arm, and that's
don't
really
worry,
good.
down here in Mayberry, broadcasting all the way from Thelmaloo. Hey there, Thelmaloo. Just want to say hi all the way from Raleigh. Yeah, we're broadcasting in the big city down here. Don't worry, it's so good. It's okay, Nikki. It's okay. Calm down. Yeah, you never know. It could be Johnny Carson. No, I mean, I pop in like this all the time, so you have to be careful.
I know.
I'm filling in for more than just one co-host.
Who's going to bite me next? I don't know. We got to wait and see.
I don't know. It's a holiday season. We could get Mr. Potter, you see.
Yeah.
Did he sign your paycheck? That's what I want to know. Crazy. No. Anyway, thanks for having us. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas to everybody out there.
Yes.
This is St. Nicky.
We do say Merry Christmas here at Girls Talk Rock.
Merry Christmas. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. All right, that's enough of that, okay?
Okay, good.
Let's move on, Tracy. Ask me anything.
Oh, dude. Well, we were talking before we even got this show started about some George Harrison type stories, and I want to know, because you do focus on the ukulele, give us a little bit about that story you were telling us prior to the show.
First of all, I wouldn't be Ukulele Ray if not for George, because it was my ukulele collection that actually brought George to my home in 1987. And I had over 1,000 ukuleles at the time, and George couldn't believe that I had all these ukuleles and I wasn't playing ukulele professionally. And George says, you should be playing ukulele professionally. And I said, George, ukulele's not cool. Guitar is cool, because I was like into guitar at the time. And George, being known for guitar, I was surprised when he told me that ukulele is the only real true instrument.
Wow. And
he explained its simplicity, its ease of play, and George actually used the ukulele to write a lot of his songs. And, he inspired me to be a ukulele player, and I didn't really think much of it until when he passed away in 2001. And I had just lost my company in Las Vegas and, going through a life change and reinvented myself. And here I had all these ukuleles, and ukulele had been such a big part of my life, playing since I was 4 years old. I'm Portuguese Hawaiian. My family's from Hawaii. And also, Mexican-American. And so there you go. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. There we go, Nikki. Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. And then you got Melekilikimaka. 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 Melekilikimaka, that's how we say it in Waikiki. Anyway, I always go
That's
through these
awesome.
little musical innuendos, a little part of my history, but that kind of brought on. George passed away in 2001, and I started donning these Sgt. Pepper jackets in honor of George. In fact, I have a 1963 George Harrison Beatles pin that George gave me that I wear on my jacket with all my other crazy medals, including my grandfather's World War II medal, because he had a ukulele when he was in the military, just as I
Wow.
did. I'm a veteran. I was in the Navy, and I took a ukulele everywhere I went. So it really helped boost morale, with my fellow sailors and everything. And it's just always been a part of me and a part of my life. And so now it's even more been a part of my life. It's built 15 albums. Endorsements from Fender. I'm Fender's first ukulele artist. In fact, I'm playing my Fender signature model
Yep, I can vouch for that.
ukulele with my signature on the 12th fret. And I'm also endorsed by Fishman Acoustic, who makes the preamp system in my ukulele and many of the ukuleles that I play. And so I managed to pick up a few endorsements, and along the way, I invented the lunchbox ukulele,
Yeah,
where I
let's
make
talk about that.
ukuleles out of lunchboxes. That's right. You could take it puts a whole new spin on, playing for your lunch, and singing for your supper kind of thing, and singing at the table, it's
Please,
like,
sir, may I have some more?
are you kidding? He always gets more.
Nikki chimed in. Yay, go Nikki.
I'm surprised. He's usually Harpo Marx. It's tough to get a word out of him edgewise.
Right, who's on first?
But anyway, that's just kind of, a little history in a nutshell. I'm the first ukulele artist in the world to have their own Las Vegas show, and lost my butt on my Las Vegas show, which kind of forced me to hit the big NAMM show convention in 2010. And that's where I met Olivia, my girlfriend and manager, and my major support team. And from there, we've managed to put together a whole new roster of things, including my new cigar box ukuleles, which I'm making with license plates, and focusing on celebrities and bands and rock and roll and making them really fun and collectible.
Well, I know you're famous for this, so why don't you give everybody the link to where they can see those while we're talking about it? They might be able to go look at them.
Yes,
while
you
we're...
could go to licensetoplay.com or on Facebook, A License to Play Uke. And there you can see some of these wild and crazy, creations that I make. Everything from John Lennon, the Beatles, to Kiss, Black Sabbath, Guns N' Roses. I mean, just about anything that you could put on a license plate, I can make a ukulele out of.
Well, now you don't normally think about the heavier rock bands and ukuleles. So how did that come about? How did the major rock stars get on your ukuleles?
Well, believe it or not, some of the heavy rock stars like Johnny Winter, his first instrument was ukulele.
There you go.
And Johnny was a friend of mine, and Olivia's. And in fact, she did an interview where he talks about ukulele being his first instrument at the age of 9, being on TV with these dancing girls in Beaumont, Texas, where he's from. Not just that, but Eddie Vedder, he plays ukulele, actually did a ukulele album. Ukulele, believe it or not, it was George Harrison's first instrument, Paul McCartney's first instrument, John Lennon's first instrument. You see, back when these guys grew up, ukulele, back in the UK especially, was the instrument of the day. You'd walk into a home, you wouldn't see a guitar sitting in the corner, you'd see a ukulele sitting up on the shelf. And if you're a kid growing up in England back in the day, that would be the first string instrument just laying around. And so ukulele really was a segue instrument for so much. Dick Dale, another friend of mine, Fender artist. In fact, I kind of kid people because when I played for Fender at the big NAMM show convention, I always tell people that Dick Dale opened for me because he came on at 1.
Awesome.
And he came on at 1 and I came on at 2. And but that's just the way they had it scheduled, you know. But Dick, you know, there's another example. It's just amazing how ukulele train, flogging Molly. So many of these rock bands are now incorporating ukulele, and I've been kind of credited with being one of the pioneers of this. When I came aboard as Fender's first ukulele artist, one of our goals was to produce, which we did, 10 albums out of my 15 albums, rock, country, reggae, showing how ukulele can be used in any genre of music. And that was the essence that led to my Hal Leonard book, Ukulele for Guitar Players. Because for years, it's funny, ukulele and guitar, they both share the same kind of tuning, the same kind of chord structure, but a lot of guitarists are afraid of ukulele, thinking that it's very complicated. But in essence, the Guinness Book of World Records says it's the easiest instrument in the world to learn how to play.
There you go.
And because that's one chord, C, that's C right there. G, F. Yeah.
Right, there's Theory Thursday, Mike Ruggiello. Eat your heart out.
And now you're learning already. See, free lesson on the air. Anyone listening, grab a ukulele and play. Yeah.
There you go.
All
Now,
right.
that reminds me, do you have any videos that people can actually go and where you
Yes.
actually teach them?
Well, my
Ukulele?
videos don't actually teach people. Actually,
Okay.
they just share a little more comedy and music. I do have a few learning videos on there, but I do have almost 600 videos on YouTube that range anything from comedy to I do a lot of crazy antics, and but everything from live shows and concerts to my music videos. You know, for a lot of the songs on my albums, from originals to covers, and but you know, pretty much there's a lot of stuff on there.
And that might be the next idea that comes from here, Girls Talk Rock, is for you to start showing people how to play the ukulele, right? On video.
Well, yeah, I could, but you know what? There's so many people out there doing it.
Okay, well, that's
You know-
cool. But they're not Ukulele Ray, which is a national
that's
treasure.
True. But that's where I'd like to charge $1,000 an hour, you know, for private lessons.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, those very foot rubs come with it, you know, better for that price.
All right, cool.
No, then you know, we got a little holiday song, huh?
Yeah, go ahead and do it.
You know, because it's
We're ready.
the original song. It's another holiday. It's another time to say I love you. Yes, I do. Kissing under the mistletoe warms the winter cold. Presents under the Christmas tree, sharing the love from you and me. It's another holiday, another time to say I love you. Oh, yes, I do. Take it, Nikki. It's another holiday. It's another time to say I love you. Oh, yes, I do. I love you. Yes, I do.
Oh my God, yes. It is that much fun that we are having in the studio right now. So if you guys
Madness.
don't know who you're listening to Ukulele Ray. And he is a national treasure because he's been there and he's done that. He has been, I don't, just tell us some of the people you've been on stage with.
Well, of course, I never inhaled. I remember one time I was on stage, but I can't talk about that incident because the state troopers were at the door. But don't worry, I'm going to get back in that White House somehow. I don't know
what edibles
how.
are for.
Yeah, don't worry. You took the words right out of my mouth, Nikki, you know.
Oh, awesome.
Well, of course, I wasn't going to say anything about that DNA test anyway, okay? All right, the FBI, the CIA, they're all on it, baby. Yeah, they. Okay.
Okay, I think I was asking the question about what stages have you been on and with who, but go ahead.
Well, nobody will share a stage with me. But even Nikki's afraid to come out on stage with me. But if you want to go back to my days in Las Vegas back in
there we go. Let's do that.
80s, when I got out of the Navy, I toured with the USO. And because of that, I made a lot of connections, and I ended up in Las Vegas. And in Vegas, I had quite a stint there opening for headliners like Engelbert Humperdinck. Please release me, let me go.
Awesome.
And Tom Jones. And
I love Tom Jones.
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone.
I had to sing along with you.
It's not, all these crazy people. Paul Anka.
Awesome.
I'm so young and you're so old. This, my darling, I've been told. I don't care just what they say, 'cause forever I will pray. You and I will be as free as birds up in the trees. Oh, please stay by me, Diana.
I love him. All right, so answer this. How long were you in Las Vegas with your act?
Well, gosh, if you in and out, I was almost 20 years. In fact, I owned an ad agency in Las Vegas, and the ad agency kind of combined all my talents, and that's when I started incorporating ukulele music into radio commercials and jingles, and producing for film and TV as well.
Well, we've got one whole minute. So when we come back, of course, we're going to talk to Ukulele Ray about his days in radio. Radio. Back in
TV,
the day. TV.
Newsprint.
There we go.
Anything. Even the basement. You'd be surprised how low we'll go.
Wait, I thought that was my territory.
They're rock bottom prices here on Girls Talk Rock today.
We're not talking knees, baby. We're not talking knees. Not today, anyway.
Phrasing.
Mr. B sneeze. Hello, Dean.
And we're going to get into, in the third segment, I want to get into some of the impressions that he does, because he's making us laugh so hard in the studio. All the different impressions he does. I want to thank, of course, Enter Talk Radio for having Girls Talk Rock programming on their station and their network. And we want to give a shout out to Jackie Bertoni. Get better, Jackie. We love you at Girls Talk Rock and Enter Talk Radio. And when we come back, we're going to get into some crazy stuff with Ray here, because like I said, this is one of those days where you're a Robin Williams fan, then you should be listening in, because this guy is as good, if not better, than the original. So we'll be right back. 2 minutes.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Make this your vinyl night. I'm John J.R. Robinson, and every week, music creation comes alive through stories, experiences, and sounds when vinyl records filled our hearts and minds. My friends and I share our tips and techniques used in creation of iconic tracks for recording artists such as Michael Jackson, Eric Clapton, Quincy Jones, and Steve Winwood, to name a few. Vinyl has emerged hot, and the soul of vinyl defines art and passion which burns deepest at night. Tune in every Wednesday.
Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear.
Hey, it's Tracy Smith
and Beth Venus
of Girls Talk Rock, right here on the Intertalk Radio Network.
Every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific.
Okay, Beth, they know that, but we want you to know that the industry pro's choice is Silver Tiger Production.
SDP is a full-service production agency offering sound, lighting, installations, talent buying, staffing, backline equipment rental, and sales. Kapow!
It's everything in the entertainment performance industry. It's all that.
SilverTigerProduction.com.
Welcome to Girls Talk Rock, where the musician's creativity finds its voice. And here are your hosts, Tracy Smith and Beth Venus.
And I do want to thank my husband for that theme song. It was my idea, and he brought it to life along with my producer, Paul, and, of course, Florentino Bonaventura. He laid down the drums on that. So I love my theme song. Anyways, we are back with a really amazing guest this week, Ukulele Ray. I call him a national treasure because that's exactly what he is. And I've also said that you're listening to a Robin Williams-style show this week because that's exactly what he is. He is that crazy, and he's that cool, and he's that serious, and he's that awesome.
I'm not a crook, but
He's
don't worry.
not a crook.
I love America, but you'll always hurt the one you really love.
Right? Okay.
That's
Good.
okay, but I'm down here playing for Habitat for Humanity. It's okay, but don't worry. I'm going to refer to my dear friend George Bush.
You know, all I ever wanted was a kinder and gentler Jimmy Carter. I love Jimmy Carter. And how about my dear friend Jerry Ford?
You know, I took my wife Betty and daughter Susan to China because with 3 you get egg roll.
Awesome.
Thank you, my friend. You know, I always was known for my dry sense of humor. Jerry Ford, remember me?
I remember you very good, Jerry. Pardon me, pardon me.
I think I already did that, Dick.
Well, it's okay, don't worry. I'm not going to inhale any of their smoke.
No, don't.
Nope, there he goes again. Every time Bill Clinton mentions Monica.
That's right, boy. That Ronnie, he wants to go for that Nancy, I'll tell you. All right, enough of this politics. Let's get down to business. Yeah.
Awesome. I don't even know where to go from
Ask
there.
not what your radio station could do for you, but ask what you could do for your radio station. Thank you, my fellow Americans.
All right, good. That's a good lead into your days in radio. Let's talk about that. How many years ago were you on the radio, and what was your show and where?
Well, I'm 56 years old now. And so I would say that started about 40 years ago, you know, when I was 16. Like I said, in Stockton, KJOY, I would, you know, do like call-ins with Dave Bowling in the morning. There's a name for you. Dave
I remember
Bowling
him.
in the morning. And God, I don't even know if Dave's still around. But hello there, Dave, if you're still out there in Radio Land. You know, but Dave was great. And, you know, because I did impressions at an early age. I've been doing voices literally since I, you know, was 4 and 5 years old. And I was diagnosed at the age of 40 with autism. And you know, it was always like considered a major disability.
Right.
Because I've always had problems, you know, retaining but very creative.
Same here. Same
creative from, you know, being a cartoonist to writing music, playing music. I mean, all those things seem to channel. But when I was a kid, I was very introverted. And my babysitter was a black and white TV. And I would watch cartoons.
Yeah, what's up, Doc?
Hello, Mr. Wabba. Hello. You crazy, scoy rapping. Oh, who discombobulated my bobulator? It's a joke, boy. A joke, I say, a joke.
Oh, no, there's a chicken hook.
You know, I mean, adamant. You know, I could do
No
all these
respect.
characters.
No respect at all.
Are you kidding? I got respect.
That's right.
Yeah.
Those are my favorites.
You know, Rodney Dangerfield.
Of course.
Yes, of course. God bless Rodney.
Yep.
No, but hey, I liked him in Caddyshack. That's one of my favorite movies. You know,
I was just thinking of that. I was thinking of the Bill Murray character.
Yeah,
Carl.
Bill Murray.
There you go.
Trying to go over the gopher. Oh, and Ted Knight, you know. Hello there, Mayor. You know, you
I
remember
love
the Mary
Ted Knight.
Tyler
Of course.
Mayor?
One of my favorite
don't worry,
shows.
Mayor.
Dick Van Dyke, all those. I grew up on all that.
Ted Baxter for the 6 o'clock news. I think it's the 5 o'clock, but don't worry, I'm always an hour late. But yeah, but you know, gosh, all that comedy I grew up with. But I, as a kid, I was introverted, and people would say, "Hey, kid, how you doing?" And I say, "Man, what's up, Doc?" I would answer, you know, as a character voice. I couldn't talk in my own voice, and you know, I hid, you know, behind, you know, these voices. But as you go to school, kids aren't so understanding of that, and they just thought I was weird, and I was horribly bullied as a kid.
Right.
Sorry about that. As cruel as kids can be. And I grew up with a disability, not knowing anything about it, because back in those days, people didn't know what autism was. And Jerry Seinfeld was just diagnosed with autism just a couple years ago.
Wow.
And when he came out with that, I felt a lot more comfortable, about my Asperger's, because I've always knew there was something wrong with me, but it turned out to be all right. And that's the way that I look at it now, and I'm hopeful that others look at it too that way, because there's so many autistic children and people out there that have so much talent and so much in them that needs to be nurtured and brought out, and there's so many ways to do that. And I'm glad to see that there's more organizations participating in that now.
For everyone out there listening, if you ever think there's something quote unquote wrong with you, don't believe it, because you never know. It could be a gift, like something that can turn into musical talent, artistic talent, like drawing or something, or who knows.
Well said, Nikki. And I do want to say that tolerance is more prevalent in our society today than it was back then.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was the same thing. Either you were a bully or you were bullied. So you either fell on one side of the fence or the other. But luckily, tolerance is a lot more, accepted nowadays of people being different. I think that's cool.
Well, I've come to accept my different different behavior, because I've learned how to channel it and use it in positive ways.
That's right, positivity. That's right.
And you can't go wrong when you're playing music.
Exactly. Like Ray too. I always communicated differently.
I feel a song coming on, Nikki.
I used to do it like Mr. Bean.
Where I'm bound, whether I'm lost or found, I'm on my way to another happy day. Folks stop on by, sharing the love and smile. They always say that it's okay. My heart is a track with a one-track mind. It happens all the time. Jumping right on in, you feel the soul. It just won't let me go. My heart is a track with a one-track mind.
Oh my God, that was cool. Now, I have a good question about, Tiny Tim growing up.
Tiny Tim.
He was so cool. And people thought that he was so weird. But give us your story on Tiny Tim.
I met Tiny Tim in 1995. And, back when I was a kid, sorry about that.
We're getting him up to the mic.
Love you, little Mike. Don't they? Hey, they don't have a mic like this in Mayberry. I tell you, I'd take him home right now. Yeah, and be surprised what I could do with him in Mayberry. Anyway, what was I saying?
I don't know. I think Tiny Tim.
Oh, Tiny Tim.
Yeah, that was it.
Tiptoe through the window, through the garden, through the tulips, we will tiptoe through the tulips with me.
That takes us back.
Tiptoe through the window, through the garden, through the tulips, we will tiptoe through the tulips with me.
It's awesome. You guys are not in the studio with me. You can't see how he's channeling all of the characters that he's actually playing and talking about.
Well, Tiny Tim, really, back when I was a kid, watching Laugh-In and Hullabaloo.
Oh, Laugh-In, love it.
The Johnny Carson show,
right?
With Tiny Tim got married on the Tonight Show. Yes.
Oh, do I remember? Oh,
it was like what, in the 70s or?
Anyway, Tiny, because he was different, he stood out. And it's funny, when I do shows today, I'll even have 9 or 10-year-old kids come up to me and ask me if I could do Tiny Tim.
There you go.
They see a ukulele and Tiny Tim just comes in. And these kids might have never seen Tiny Tim, but they know who Tiny Tim is.
Right.
And so all I can say is it pays to be different.
Right.
And not care about what people think. And, like I said, I got to a point where I just had to give up about all the bullying and just dare to be different. And Tiny Tim, I think, is the epitome, of being different. And being different is what makes you stand out. Wearing the Sgt. Pepper jackets and creating a persona and a character that's fun, that people can relate to. And that's the kind of character that personifies itself through the ukulele. Because people see a ukulele, I used to be able to pull a banjo out of the case or a guitar, but people didn't light up like you do when you pull a ukulele
Totally.
out.
That's
Pull
true.
a ukulele out, it's like, oh, that's cool. You're going to play that little thing?
That little thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, the national treasure, Ukulele Ray.
Long got hair, eyes are green. What can it make a ukulele sing? Whatever happened to Ukulele Ray? Big ol' smile, classy style, makes you laugh and want to settle a while. Where's that singing cat, Ukulele Ray? You can't miss him without a stare. Sgt. Pepper and Fred Astaire. We're missing our old friend Ukulele Ray. Ask him to sing a song or two, then he throws in the old soft shoe. Where's that dancing dog, Ukulele Ray? Anybody sing? Everybody scream! Where's that ding-a-ling, Ukulele Ray? Here I am! I knew I was here somewhere. That's right.
Awesome. I think we found Ukulele Ray.
It's okay, I carry a whole crowd in one molar. Be surprised what a filming will do. Try me. Don't try me.
Oh, Lord. Where do I go? Tina, you got
sure
anything?
You don't put yourself in near that.
Anyway, that's my theme song. You said talk about theme songs.
Right.
And I've written a lot of theme songs.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah,
Some of the commercials you've written and jingles.
Gosh, Campbell Soup. Good, just like Mama made. Good, meals old-fashioned way. Good, it's soup for soul today. Campbell Soups are good.
We love Campbell's soup, by the way.
Yeah, but we'll do it as like Neil Diamond, though. Good, just like Mama made. Good, meals old-fashioned way. Good is soup for the soul today. Campbell Soups are good. Oh, yeah. Neil Diamond, Oh, I tell you, that
awesome.
puts a whole new spin on home cooking soup. I'll tell you, all them noodles all mixed up in there. Makes Harvey horny.
We need to learn how to do that as Mr. Mackey, the school counselor from South Park.
That's Mr.
Campbell's.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't think he was such a good sidekick. I'll tell you, we're getting more than a word out of him. Shut up! No, it's okay. No. You keep
Also,
going,
propane and propane accessories.
All right. So anyway,
Also
where do we go from here, kids? Are we at an intersection yet?
Oh my gosh! So
I remember when intersection was a naughty word.
What's some of the other jingles you've written?
Oh gosh, we got Folgers. We've got.
Well, give us a little
Hershey's.
Folgers. Come on, we all love it. What's in your cup?
Man, I can't even remember that one.
Folger's cup. You brought her cup.
It's all good.
I can't even remember the Folgers one right now.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's all good.
Captain. I used to be Captain. You be something up. You got to say, you got to let the Captain Morgan in you. I tell you, you might be getting something 9 months later. Oh, did I say that now? Careful what you say on the radio. Glad they didn't beat me out yet. Woo! Woo! Are you kidding?
Oh, last time I got beeped out, I had to leave this country. Actually, another world. Yes.
Okay, now where were we again?
I don't know. I think I was asking about radio stations, radio shows, and
something about the Folgers cup.
Hershey's,
something in your cup.
Folgers, Rockstar Energy drink.
Right.
Coke, Chevrolet. Actually, Chevrolet was an interesting one because that was based on my song "Back to You," an original song.
On my way back to you, thought we were through. What could I do but find my way back to you?
Okay, so now I need you to say, let us hear what the commercial sounded like that you wrote.
Well, that's basically my song, but we had to go. We traveled many roads.
Oh, there we go.
Having happy times wherever we go. And now I'm on my way back to you. And it's all, visual because, you see reflections of, coming back home. Route 66, all that kind of nostalgic.
Love
road
Route 66.
stuff. But yeah, that's... Thomas and Friends. I did 3 songs for Thomas and Friends.
Love that show.
And, you have to be like 5 or under for that show. But
we might have
to choose you.
I was going to say, and we may have to wait to hear anything like that because we got, 30 seconds until this next commercial break. Oh my gosh, time is flying by so fast right now. I can't even believe it. We are here with the treasure, Ukulele Ray. Hey, that's really cool. Have you ever heard a record skip? We just had a live skip right here in the studio. I can't believe it. That was so perfect. It was like my closing play not working because I shut it. And the needle would skip on the record, right? Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, so when we get back, we're going to talk to Ray about, God, I don't even know what. You just got to stay tuned to find out because... Oh, there we go. We can talk about that. Oh my God. Okay, anyway, we're going to be right back. Thank you, Enter Talk Radio. Thank you, Momo's Guitars. Thank you, Studio at CCAM and Summer Tiger Production. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear, host of Sound Experience here on InterTalk Radio. And Source Connect by Source Element is the essential tool that we use to link between my studio in Austin, Texas and the WS radio station in San Diego. Now with Source Connect, not only can we communicate in real time and with HD audio, but it's synced up and is of a high enough quality that I can use it for real-time ADR work, remote recording and overdubbing, and it even allows me to remotely control a DAW. Source Connect by Source Element. Affordable, high-quality audio and video connection over the internet for all of your production needs.
You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're choking on it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic PR, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all. And actually, I'm still seeing it because bad marketing never sleeps. Join me each week on May the Best Brand Win, right here on InterTalk Radio, and learn how to make the marketing for your brand unforgettable.
Girls are talking rock again.
And people are listening.
Today we're talking bands.
Let's talk promotion. Red Giant promo, graphics, EPKs, video, photos, social media, and brand building using content marketing.
But let's talk studio at CCMA, which is events, rehearsal, tour prep, piano, guitar, voice, rock band, lessons, workshops, and clinics. Yeah!
Both proud sponsors of Girls Talk Rock.
Well, get the lowdown on these services and contact me, Tracy, at girlstalkrock.com.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Welcome to Girls Talk Rock, where the musician's creativity finds its voice. And here are your hosts, Tracy Smith and Beth Venus.
All right, and welcome back to Girls Talk Rock. We are missing Beth today, but she'll be back next week when we talk to Shelly Sondheim. We're going to be talking to him next week. So, Ukulele Ray. We are back with Ukulele Ray and National Treasure, and I don't know where to go from here because he's just going to go.
Oh, Susie Pugh. Oh, Susie Pugh, we can smell you, my Susie Pugh. Ow! Anyways, that's Susie Pugh. You know, I'm known for my comedy album.
Right.
It's chock full of song parodies. Like Weird Al. Weird Al does some weird stuff. And
he does.
And hey, man, I do some weird stuff too, man. Hey, man, yeah, but that's not without taking your lewds, man.
That's true.
I know, man. I tried to be lewd, but they say you are what you eat, man. And I try not to eat any of that, man. If I look like that, I wouldn't eat any of it, man. I'm not asking you to do it, man. Don't Cheech and Chong crazy people.
So they only eat it on, 420?
Are you kidding? That's edibles. You want to go to edibles? No, I'll be asleep.
Hey, man, Uncle Cheech ain't roll like that, man. He rolls like that all the time.
Hey, they always do that kind
Isn't
of stuff.
Isn't that right, Tommy?
I'm telling you, man, it's like speed.
Arriba, ándale.
Arriba. No, you gotta meet my little friend Slowpoke.
Hello there, Speedy. I'm your friend Slowpoke.
Yeah,
I used to do Speed Buggy, too.
My old friend Speedy.
I used to listen to Speed Buggy, too.
Well, all those Warner Brothers characters were
love
a
it.
big influence in my life, When I would visit New York, if you want to eat, pays, hey, lady! And everybody's, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that to Mike, but a Jerry Lewis will get anyone's attention at any time, especially if you drop your pantyhose.
Wow.
Yes, be surprised how many people drop their pantyhose in New York.
Nope.
It would help if I actually turned myself on here. So you've played a lot of different places, and you've played Vegas here. You grew up in Stockton, which is my old hometown.
Well, San Francisco. I'm born and raised in San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
But Stockton, yes, very close to my house.
Northern California, same thing, same difference. I'm Sacramento raised. So, how have you seen the scene now for, if someone wanted to be a ukulele professional? How does that? What do you think? What do you think of the scene?
Well, I'll tell you what. If Ukulele Ray can make it, anybody can make it. I mean that. I mean that because I'm just a rhythm player. I don't have any amazing chops like the great Jake Shimabukuro, who's a beautiful person and a dear friend of mine. Because I lost part of my ring finger when I was young. I lost 1/4 of an inch off of it. And when they reattached it, I lost the nerve and the feeling in it. So there are certain chords that I can't, very difficult for me to play. And especially if I, try to do finger style because I have to cock my finger a certain way to be able to feel the tension of the string. So being a rhythm player, you keep the rhythm, for people like Nikki. So my bands and my arrangements have always called for having a lead solo player on ukulele in my band. And because all my arrangements call for that. And I'm one of the first people to actually take ukulele and actually make it a lead instrument, instead of just backing up a guitar, or another instrument. And that was one of the main things that I wanted to do with my music is put the ukulele, right out there in front. Like Paul Stanley, of Kiss. He's a rhythm player. But he's a front man, and and he's out there, carrying the show, and Ukulele Ray is the same, type of character. I'm, people have called me a P.T. Barnum, an Andy Warhol, and a George Harrison, all rolled into one, and I'd like to throw Tiny Tim and Groucho Marx in there too.
I say this, I go, why did I come down and give you $100? And I'm waiting for the $100. Yeah, baby, yeah.
Well, I mean, there is a big difference between just being a musician and being an entertainer. So I think I see you more as an entertainer. Like, even in the shows that Robin Williams did, the movies and all the stuff that he did, he's an actual entertainer, although he's an actor. So I see you more as an entertainer first and then a musician second, if that makes sense.
Well, it's like the egg before the chicken, or the chicken
Right.
before the egg, you know?
Right.
It depends on who.
Well, you have to have one to have the other, but...
It depends on who's hatched first,
Right,
I'll tell
okay.
you. But I've never seen an egg hatch itself. Someone's got to put it out there, you know?
Well, tell us about the Fender deal. How did you get the, what happened with that?
Well, it's kind of a fluke, especially, I'll put it this way, that when Fender announced me as being their first ukulele artist on their website, they had me right next to Robin Trower.
Wow.
Okay, now I saw Robin Trower in concert
Totally.
when I was 16 years old in the Oakland Coliseum. Okay? Now, if somebody had told me then when I was 16 that someday I would be on Fender's website with their artist, right next to Robin Trower, listed with the likes of Eric Clapton, Stevie Ray Vaughan. I mean, it's an amazing A-list of artists to be included, and I'm number 279. And but it came from, first of all, them wanting to launch a brand of ukuleles, getting into the ukulele game. And a few years before they brought me aboard as their first ukulele artist, I had created a lunchbox ukulele out of a Fender lunchbox.
That's awesome.
And I got an email from Fender. I can't remember if it was a letter or an email, but anyway, they wanted to know if it was okay for me to be doing that. And I said, well, it's folk art. I'm not paying royalties because I pay full retail for the lunchbox, which I think was about $30.
Awesome.
And so they just asked me to put a disclaimer on my website, which I did. And I even sent them an email back, suggesting that they, really get into the ukulele game because ukuleles are up and coming. The market's going to be hot. And, we're not interested in getting into the ukulele game. Well, a few years later, they decided to do so.
Wow.
And I was just 15 minutes from their corporate door in Scottsdale, Arizona. And I did some consulting and working closely with them. And I did a series of showcases at Sam Ash, guitar centers, mom and pop music stores, demonstrating their ukuleles, the albums. I think I did almost 200 videos, with using Fender ukuleles as well as 10 albums. I was the first one to use Fender ukuleles in live stage performance, which I've done hundreds of shows with their ukuleles, as well as 10 albums in the recording studio. So I'm well familiar with, this is a history-making baby right here.
Right on.
It's got a lot of mileage on it, but it's been durable and has held up every bit. But Fender's been good to me.
Well, tell us about the foundation that you do and that you work with.
Well, I have my own foundation called the Ukulele Ray Foundation.
Right. Tell me about that.
Where I donate, ukuleles to, school, projects and after-school programs and children's hospitals, and I'm also expanding that to veterans and to our active military. I supported several years ago. I donated about 24 ukuleles that I made out of camouflage material, the actual camouflage material used in Desert Storm. And these were actually the waterproof fabric. I call them the first waterproof ukuleles other than the plastic ones.
That's cool.
But I donated them to a group called Ukes for Troops that was sending ukuleles overseas to Iraq and Afghanistan. And just like when I was in the military, I knew what it was like to have my ukulele with me all the time. And so I've expanded the Ukulele Ray Foundation in doing that as well. But also I support the Fender Music Foundation because basically what I do is through the proceeds from my album sales on Reverb Nation, a percentage of my song and album sales go to the Fender Music Foundation. And they pretty much do the same thing I do, but they don't just donate ukuleles, they donate clarinets and saxophones and basses and amps and all kinds of other, instruments, for kids' use. And,
That's awesome.
Mine's, a little bit more limited to the ukulele because I've played ukulele since I was 4 years old. And because of little hands and little fingers and the size of it, it's very inviting to a child. And because it shares its same tuning, basically, and chord patterns, if a child wants to segue from ukulele to guitar, it's very easy to learn the other two strings. So it really is the perfect entry-level instrument for a child. Sometimes the child sees a big guitar, and when it's as big as they are, it could be intimidating, especially if they want to pick it up and play it. But a ukulele is small.
Totally.
And but you see Over the Rainbow, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby.
That just makes me so happy. Doesn't that make you happy, Tino?
Well, who did that song? Actually, I had the rare chance to get to meet him back in 1995 before he passed away in Hawaii, and it was just a fluke that I heard that there was a big outdoor concert being held at one of the parks there on Oahu, and I was fixing to leave town, but had nothing to do. It was a Sunday afternoon, and I went out to the park, and there were a lot of local performers and entertainers and dancers and everything. But came on. And I had never heard of him. I had never heard him sing or anything. But he was bigger than life. And I mean that, not just in the physicality, but I mean just bigger than life. It's about the same height as me, 6'2", and just when I came up to him after the concert and shook his hand, and my hand just like fell into his, and just told him how touched and how wonderful his music was. And I had no idea that we'd lose him like the next year or so, and I wished other than that few moments I had to meet him, I wish I could have had more time. But there were a lot of people around, but he was very approachable,
right?
And just a very loving soul. Just like George Harrison, and that's one of the things I want to say about the ukulele is it seems to bring out the best in people, and ukulele is known as the instrument of happiness, and if you're familiar with the Hawaiian people, how they would welcome the sailors that they would come out in their kayaks and everything and welcome the tourists. It was the Portuguese sailors that brought the ukulele to Hawaii from Portugal. And ukulele is actually a Hawaiian word, meaning jumping flea. Because the Hawaiians would see the ukulele players, just their fingers going up and down the fingerboard, said that their fingers looked like jumping fleas.
Wow.
So they would say,
cool.
ukulele, ukulele, ukulele. And
that's cool.
So that's how the name ukulele came about. It's not a Portuguese word because... The Portuguese instrument that would be like a ukulele is called a bragina, or a cavianco, if I pronounce that correctly, because my English isn't as good as my Portuguese, and trust me, I can't even speak a word of Portuguese. That's right, baby. I tell you gotta watch those Portuguese guys, yeah. But trust me, I'm a Portuguese boy full of poi. Yeah.
Before it gets any later, I really want to give people out your links again now. It's at ukuleleray.com.
Yep, ukuleleray.com.
Right.
And Facebook/ukuleleray, YouTube/ukuleleray, Twitter/ukuleleray, Instagram/ukuleleray.
I see a pattern here.
Now, where can people watch you and see you perform?
Well, right now, I'm just coming kind of back into life, being in a wheelchair for the last few years. And, so I don't really I've been doing shows here and there, kind of intermittently. But, we're getting geared up again, But I haven't done a lot of live. I played with a lot of bands lately, like Nemesis.
Oh, Nemesis is my favorite.
Yeah,
hello. Peter DeLuca, Dino DeLuca, my two guys.
those are our friends too.
Yeah, Sled. We love them.
Sled. Yeah,
yep, we love them.
And so, when I'm out and about, and I run into all these, Ray, come on, do a couple numbers with us, and same thing, at a Halloween party. I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an airy sight from a slab into the rise. Then, to my surprise, into the monster mash. It was a great old smash. I'm sorry, it's Christmas time, don't worry. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle all the way. Yeah, well,
Well, if you know your cinema, man, it's always Nightmare Before Christmas, man.
Well, that's true. It is.
Could have done that.
It's Beetlejuice, Night Before Christmas.
Jack Skellington.
I'll be so blue. I didn't know you had Elvis too, did you?
No.
Thinking about you.
Okay, so we're down to the last minute and a half of this show. What I want to say is, it has been such an awesome pleasure to have you in the studio.
I bet you tell that to all your guests.
We normally do Quattro questions, but we're going to forego the Quattro questions this week because I really can't even think of 3 questions to ask because it's just been that great of a show. But
have you asked any questions?
Well, I don't know. That's the thing. Have I?
I don't think you've asked.
I don't even know that I don't know.
I know. I haven't given a single answer.
She asked her 3 questions throughout the entire hour.
I did.
I think I missed that in the first 10 seconds.
If I had a Quattro, it'd be like, what planet are you from and why? I mean, because Earth is awesome, but it seems like you're from somewhere else.
You kind of like the little dude from Looney Tunes, the
Marvin the Martian.
There we go.
Yes.
On iTunes says I'm singing.
Oh my God.
Well, guys, you got to see
That's
this
all, folks.
gentleman perform because he's been giving us a great concert here. It's been a really great show.
Yeah, come out and see us.
Oh my God!
Thank
Okay,
you,
so we are down to the last 40 seconds. What shout outs? Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
I want to give a shout out to Olivia, who's running the camera.
Olivia,
because, she's the woman that saved my life. I want to give a shout out to Nicky on account of he's here. I want to give a shout out to Mom, the whole Tosic family, my family in Las Vegas, and all my friends and fans all around the world. I mean,
Rachel and Z at Top Shelf.
Oh, there you go.
Rachel, the Top Shelf. Yes, our dear friends.
Shout out to Top Shelf.
And because they're an Escondido gift shop and they're carrying my cigar box ukuleles. So go down and see kids over there at Top Shelf.
Oh my God. All right, well, that's it. That's our show for this week. Next week, Shelley Sondheim. But in the meantime, thank you, Ukulele Ray, the national treasure. We have had such an incredible show this week.
Thank you.
I hope that Beth can be back next week. I'm sure she will be. And I'm sure she's sorry she missed this show. Thank you, Enter Talk Radio. We're girlstalkrock.com, and we will see you next week. Hey, it's Tracy Smith
And Beth Venus
of Girls Talk Rock, right here on the Enter Talk Radio Network.
every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific.
Okay, Beth, they know that, but we want you to know that the industry pro's choice is Silver Tiger Production.
SDP is a full-service production agency offering sound, lighting, installations, talent buying, staffing, backline equipment rental, and sales. Kapow!
It's everything in the entertainment performance industry. It's all at
It's all that.
SilverTigerProduction.com.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear from Eclectica Studios. I'm a full-time mixing and recording engineer. I work with Grammy winners, labels, and indie artists, using state-of-the-art digital mixing and restoration tools and the very best in analog gear. Really, though, it's my ability to bring tracks to life and fulfill your vision for your music. This has made me sought after by producers and artists worldwide. So spend your time working on music and not chasing a mix down a rabbit hole. Go to timdolbear.com and check out our free one-song mix offer.
You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're choking on it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic PR, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all. And actually, I'm still seeing it because bad marketing never sleeps. Join me each week on May the Best Brand Win, right here on Intertalk Radio, and learn how to make the marketing for your brand unforgettable.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.